in, and he's digging in with his claws. So he may pop up enough that you can that you'll get to see him, and then he may not. You just don't know. You just don't know with the cats. All right, Chico came into the room, but then he turned around and left. And I talk about Chico. Chico's my orange tabby. He's not completely orange. He has the white toes and the white belly, and he also has these white stripes, which is how he got his name. Because his initial designation was white cheeks because of the white stripes on his cheeks. Because there were 3 oranges in that. Yeah. I think maybe there were only 2 oranges in there. Okay. The litter that he came from. And yeah, Dante just went that way, so you're probably not going to see him. So he went from white cheeks to cheeky to Chico. So and by the time we got to Chico, we knew he was going to stay. So, but you're not here to listen to me talk about my cats. You're here for living the science. A new design for living, which is Science of Mind. So, let's do the housekeeping. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. Get you 1 email a week. Tells you what's going on for the week and the month. And the hot links are hot. So click here now means it. It is also a blind CC, so nobody will see your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. And then I will mention the social media is merely from the standpoint we do not monetize them. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead, go like, subscribe, follow, based on which platform you are on, and then engage with the individual posts by reacting, commenting, and sharing. It bumps us in the algorithms. More people see our stuff. And let's be honest, that's the whole purpose of social media. So it is a way for new people to discover us. So you can help us out by that. It's free and easy way that you can support the center. And then, I should tell you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark, and I am the running Rev Ryan across all of the social medias that I am on. So there is that. Okay, I got everything. Now, we are starting a new chapter today. We are getting really close to the end of this book. I'm not looking forward to picking a new one because I've enjoyed this one so much. Really, no, I have. But A New Design for Living was one of the last books that Ernest put out, and what I call this is the process of Science of Mind. Ernest pretty much lays it out step by step, and he tells you the what, the how, and the why. Okay? Now, I like to say that Science of Mind is a philosophy. Ernest will tell you that we are a philosophy, a religion, and a science. Okay? We are a way of life, effectively. And this is the process. So, there's been a lot of really interesting, and every now and again he's made me, and I've been in the science for 20 years, a little bit more than 20 years now. And every now and again he makes me sit up and go, oh, okay, let me go away and think about this. You can probably be in the science your entire life and still not know everything. That's why Ernest said we're open at the top. Ernest didn't have all the answers. He freely said he didn't have all the answers, but he knew something that did. And he said that not only do I not know all the answers, I don't even know all the questions. We will find new answers. We will find new questions. And when we find new questions, so we are continuing to grow and expand. So now we are starting on chapter 20, using what you know. So maybe we're going to get into the practical applications. Not that we haven't been doing that the whole time. Now, usually he starts with a quote. Well, he's got 2. So let's find out what the quotes are. Chapter 20, using what you know. Everything in nature happens both mechanically and metaphysically. And the source of the mechanical is in the metaphysical. And that's Leibniz, Leibniz, if you want to look them up. And then the second quote, prayer and procreation may still influence the course of physical phenomena when directed to these centers. Sir Arthur Eddington. I have no idea who that is either. Although Leibniz sounds familiar to me. Okay, so let's see what the chapter is, because this is going to be one of those chapters where, yeah, I don't know. Okay. What is it that we may now feel we know, and how may we use it in a practical way with definiteness and a surety? And that's one of his big things, Ernest's big things. Science of Mind is meant to be practical and used for everyday things. We don't just reserve it for that little hour on Sunday. Science of Mind is meant to be used every day for everything. And he wants you to use it with that definiteness. You know, he wants you to be clear about what you want. You don't get down into the nitty gritty details, but be clear about what you want and be sure about it. So definiteness and surety. So practical way of definiteness and surety. For us to use adventurously any knowledge we may have, we must have a conviction that it is true. It must be sound and logical. In our minds, there must be no maybes, no perhaps, no doubts. Intellectually and emotionally, it must be accepted as right and correct. And that's one of the things that I think one is really amazing about Science of Mind is its head and heart, intellect and emotion. If they do not agree, what are we doing? Okay? We must have a firm foundation on which to start our operation, not a shaky one. If sometimes there is a conflict between our new idea and the old ones we already have, this conflict has to be resolved. So let's go back to where he says, no maybes, no perhaps, no doubt. So if you have an old idea and a new idea and they don't quite mesh, then you need to go back and look at the two ideas and figure out where they need to be tweaked. Is there something you need to let go of? Just because it's an old idea doesn't mean it's wrong, okay? And maybe the new idea isn't quite right. And maybe if you can figure out how you can combine them. So, that's what he's saying here. The old isn't bad, but if it's not working, let's work on that. Okay. Decisions have to be made. Okay. And that is, Ernest is known for his run-on sentences, and that's a very short one. Decisions have to be made. When you don't make a decision, you are still making a decision. Okay? Which make the most sense, are the most logical, and appear to be the most workable. For thought to be productive in any respect, it has to be clear, well-defined, simple, and direct. Indecisive, vacillating thinking never accomplishes anything. I would disagree with him from that standpoint. Indecisive, vacillating thinking never accomplishes anything. Yeah, it does accomplish one thing. It keeps you stuck. Okay? Which is not what you want, right? So that's where he goes back to. And I like that he says simple and direct. Simple and direct. It is one of the things that when I do treatments, that's one of the things that I work on. To be simple, to be direct. I like an economy of words. Now, I love vocabulary. I read. I have a very extensive vocabulary, but I don't need to use my extensive vocabulary to do what I'm doing. Okay? I want to use an economy of words to get my point across. I want to be as simple and direct. And that's one of the reasons why I will use words like peace and clarity. I will use divinely sourced, because I'm going back to principle. This is what people want. And I don't need a whole lot of words to convey that idea. We want to be divinely sourced. We want to know that we have enough. We want to know that we are at peace, and we want clarity of thinking. Ernest says simple and direct. I can't get any more simple direct than those three words. That is always going to be my go-to no matter what you ask me for. Now, am I going to tailor it more specifically? Yes. But those three that's a pretty good place to start, right? Simple and direct, concrete, logical. So, all right. Tomorrow we are going to pick up with 3 basic ideas. And then he's going to go into 4 steps of creative thinking. That one's kind of long. That one we'll have to see how we do that one. But other than that, I'm going to move on into the process of my day. So I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, the enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. Oh, the clouds came back, but it's not supposed to rain today. But the humidity is definitely back. So, whatever kind of day you are going to have, please drink plenty of water day, cuddle your fur babies day, be aware of the heat day. If you're going to be out in it, you can still get burnt on a cloudy day, so wear your sunscreen day. Make sure you make time to rest and sit down day. Take care of business day. You got this day. Whatever that was just popped out of my head day. It's gonna be okay day. Use what you know day. That's probably what I was thinking day. Because I was thinking to the larger life day, and I'm like, that's not the chapter we're on day. Yay. Have a silly moment day. Make sure you make time to laugh day. Have a good cry day if you need it. I mean, tears are healing. A good day, and if that is too much pressure, because occasionally it is, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, an absolutely beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. Very important part of that statement. It's my favorite part. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. Okay? So explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. Anything at all is possible. All right, beloveds. I'm going to move on into the process of my day before I lose my voice here. Reverend David should be on sometime this afternoon. I'll be back with you around 9:15.